We say we're girls, but we're really selfish because anytime we champion rebellion against our men, it backfires on us. There's a saying going around with men saying men will sacrifice their happiness for a marriage when women will sacrifice their marriage for their happiness. And this narrative is spreading like wildfire to the point where men are being very anti-dating. That the more we broadcast our downfall of relationships, the more you share a one-sided story about how your relationship was so trash or how your marriage was so trash or whatever the case may be, although you feel like you're venting and you're helping, you're not. You're actually harming the dating pool that's out there. You're actually harming your future prospects. It doesn't hit the way we think it hits. We trauma bond together. We hate the opposite side even more. It doesn't eat the way we think it eats. If you're a part of the sisterhood, the way we say we are, be careful before you press record and you post that video. It might just need to stay in the drafts.
Okay. Is sisterhood ruining relationships? Go ahead, Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, barely heard you.
Absolutely, because the things that people accept and this trauma bonding is crazy to me because I can never fathom just spewing out my stuff online and just wanting people to I don't know what they want from it, but it's crazy to me. And it's just crazy. The fact that people are so comfortable putting all their laundry out there.
Anybody else? How do y'all think that sisterhood is damaging relationships today?
Exactly what she said. Like, yeah, like girls is like the way that I can't really add nothing. Like exactly what she said. Like, I know me, if I was single and I was kind of like, some of these videos make me a little bit like, yo, I wouldn't even, like make you just not even want to focus on money and just like the videos that I'll be seeing sometimes.
I don't think it's just people putting the information out there. It's that you got the sisterhood back in the bullshit. Like,
yes.
It's the comments. Oh yeah, get it, girl. Yeah, leave him. Yeah, he ain't shit. So it's the cheerleaders and the people that's posting their life story. Because it's really the girls that be champion that BS. That's why women usually do it and want to post their life story because they see all the comments, I think.
So it's about proximity. When deadbeat, like if there was a man that was a deadbeat dad and every man was on a comment, yeah, fuck them kids, yeah, like woman kind of will be like them. There's like even the good men are cheering for this, like people on this place say a lot of times, the good women are too close to the bad woman, and actually the good women are quiet as fuck. Like the either you see somebody do bad behavior, and then instead of even the woman that are in between saying no, that this is not right, they actually co-sign that because they are afraid they're going to be next. And that's all that is I was a hoe in the past, or I had some behavior that is not the righteous, so I'm not going to judge it because I'm afraid people judge me. And this is when people get in trouble, is what is the difference between you and that woman that is clearly being a hoe, when even if you don't indulge in it, you kind of condone it.
I think that a lot of times what we perceive as the good woman or the woman that even lives her life in a good way, I think a lot of the times that they feed into it too. I think that sometimes, they may be in a situation where they may not necessarily step out into that piece of grass, but a lot of times I think that it's the good women that also support the narrative. I think that some of these women that we perceive as good is being saved from themselves by the man that they with. And that the man that they with is too good for them to actually be able to get out in line with. And so that's the only reason why they're not in the street with the rest of them. But there are a lot of women that are perceived as good women that actually support the bullshit. It's a lot of women, for example, that may have went against voting conservative, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the man that they was with actually influencing them and kind of dragging them along to be similarly like him, to be moving with the family. If you leave a lot of these women to their own devices, for some reason, a lot of times we think that women are as smart as we give them too much credit for. You know what I'm saying? We think that they are the ones that hold up the family. The women, a lot of the times in these families that are actually good families, are just perpetuating the narrative of the husband. They're mimicking the behavior of the person that they with. The man is so good, and see, that's the biggest thing for men. In a lot of instances, we have to be either really really great, or you just got to be a piece of shit. You don't really see any in between men ever really getting credit. The guy that goes home, take care of businesses, take care of his family, and just, just kind of coast along, is just, he not making too many waves or whatever like that. Usually that guy catches the bad end of the stick. The guy that's the poop, Tyrese from Baby Boy, homosexual, fucking on everybody, making sure that he getting everybody pregnant. We know his profile. He gonna be famous. He future without money. All right. It's the dudes that basically gotta they over and above and beyond everything. They are the ones that don't get the credit for the things that the wives are getting credit for. But that same wife would be just like the women that we see on TikTok and Instagram and all the rest of these platforms. If she was left to her own devices, she's being saved from herself. So a lot of times we think, well, if the good girl spoke up, y'all realize that she's not as smart as y'all think y'all was giving her credit for. And the reason that we pedestalize her is because she shut the fuck up and meet the expectations of her husband. I think that we are giving them way too much credit. Secretly, they scroll up. They like this shit. If you look at their algorithm, it's all bullshit. Half of the stuff that they watch on TV, Love is Blind, Love and Hip Hop, Single Girl Island, or whatever that shit is, or whatever. All of that junk is garbage, and they're entertained by it because, in a way, they kind of live vicariously through the shit that they consume. But they know that if they ever left a situation, it would be way bad because they know y'all fucked up out there, but they think that y'all having fun and they don't necessarily disagree with y'all.
With that,
1000%
I
agree.
disagree a little bit. Go ahead.
I agree. Like your man, like if you got a good man, you not about to say nothing crazy on the internet. Cause you already know he not going for that. You're not about to make me look crazy.
Yep.
Cause you
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I would like to give a different perspective. I don't believe that there is any kind of sisterhood going on, to be honest.
You don't
it's
think
fake.
so?
So
It's
all these feminists, you don't think they are part of the sisterhood, even though if they don't believe it, they enable behavior, they
You
push
got one on
it.
the panel.
Yeah, yeah.
I think what she's saying is that it's not real.
Trigger is a sisterhood person.
It's real when you have
But
real
the thing
time
about it is,
consequences. Oh, she's
well,
crazy.
yeah, I'm sorry, Fatty. No, just the reason why I'm saying that experience, anytime that I spoke out and would let, anybody that I was close to say, they were married, or if they had, some, it had their own family going on and they're going through certain things. Of course, as a sisterhood, you're like, yeah, let me talk to my sister and let me, let her know what's going on. As soon as I would say, hey, no, work it out. Hey, no, forgive. Hey, no, do this, you're demonized. You get written off. And that sisterhood that we're talking about is not there anymore. As soon as you go against the grain,
So what?
Right, but that's the sisterhood though. They don't like positive
correct.
relationships, good yes,
And
but
they
that
will
is
literally kick you
the
out the
sisterhood is
door.
like the opposite.
So
Yeah,
what?
like
We all get demonized. That's the plight of a person that lives their lives righteously or try to do the right thing. You're always going to be demonized. From the time that you were in school, the good kid is the one that got, you know what I'm saying, teased. To the time that you was in college, the good kid is the one that maybe a lot of the women wanted to go and fuck on the bad boy, right? The good kid is the one, like men or women, men catch it like hell. It's just that y'all don't have the backbone to be able to endure through. But if you really believed in the word that you said that you did, then it says suffer for righteousness' sake, not to suffer to make everybody else happy. You doing
Oh
it
no,
because
yeah, no, definitely. No, definitely, Anton. But what I'm saying is I don't believe there's an actual sisterhood going on. I believe there's a lot of emotional tantrums that people that chamber that y'all talk about, that echo chamber. It's just a big old echo chamber where you have to, if you want to keep all of the friends that you have,
Why are
you
you
have
trying to
to be
keep
a
all of
part
the
of the.
things that you have
Oh
though?
no! I'm not saying me personally. I'm good.
No, I'm
I'm
not speaking on
literally
you
like a
personally either. I'm speaking to the example that you're presenting. Why would you want to
yeah.
keep all of the friends that's toxic for you? If every last one of these people is not a reflection of you, you're supposed to be the light. Your life is
Right,
supposed to be the thing that everybody gravitate to. So,
right.
so if you live in your life a certain way, then they can't help but to either adjust when they're around you or get the fuck from around you because they don't want to look stupid or they don't want to embarrass themselves. So you have to live, you got to live it regardless of what everybody else say and what everybody do. Even if you got to go it alone, it don't mean that they ain't paying attention. You still got to be the beacon of light and the example for everybody else. So if they persecute you, if they talk about you, if they want to kick you out, that's okay.
Yeah, and it's always been okay. But I'm just saying, I just don't believe that there's a sisterhood because people are not holding. There's women out here that literally will say, "Oh, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to do this." And there's people like me that are like, "No, I'm going to say something." And then as soon as you say something, like, you get away from me, you get blocked, you get this, but all the other women, they're like, oh no, yeah, they're championing, oh, committing adultery, they're championing,
It's a
families
sisterhood
breaking
then.
up.
But
Come
No,
on,
that's
you're
the world
that's a
sisterhood,
sisterhood.
though. That's the world sisterhood.
Yeah.
No,
come
No,
on. What I think
doesn't
she's
that
saying
prove what
is
you said? That
yes,
what
prove
I
I'm
what
think.
you said. Like when you
But
say,
I'm not.
wait, 1 second. When you say good things, there's a bunch of women that block you, call you names and all that. That's the sisterhood. Is
that's a
you every
sisterhood.
time you say something that doesn't align with letting women do whatever the fuck they want,
And
there's a group of women that are going to try to suppress you. That's the
and this
sisterhood.
isn't and this isn't just the women in the world. These are women that are actually saying that they believe in Christ, they follow God and everything. The ones that are in the word and in the scriptures, these are those women as well. So that's why I say, from my experience, I don't see or have not experienced an actual sisterhood. I would love to experience that, but I don't believe
You know why
there's a
you
sisterhood.
know
I
why
just
you
believe
haven't
there's
experienced
women
it.
out here that are just bitter,
You know why
ruining the
you haven't
relationships.
experienced it? The reason that you haven't experienced it is because you haven't definitively felt as though you had to walk away. Because when you walk away, you then open yourself up for the people that actually rock with you or the people that's going in the direction that you're going in to be able to embrace you.
And
If you keep on embracing a bunch of people that the real sisterhood, because it is a group of people out here that think probably similar to you, that can pour into you, but you keep getting pulled on and drained and keep on being dragged back into somebody. When you in a room with people, somebody is going to influence somebody. Nobody just goes their own separate way. In some way, shape, or form, they're going to influence your thinking. It's going to influence the way that you dress, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you eventually look at men and you look at your husband or whatever like that. And so the reason that they can't, I believe this, the reason why other people, and I know that we do have to take personal responsibility and accountability for our own, everybody, each individual. But the reason why people can't get influenced the right way is because we don't stay away long enough for them to actually pay attention to what you're doing. This is the honest to God truth. And then I'm going to let y'all have it definitively. My DoorDash guy, this is the honest to God truth. My DoorDash guy, I was in the studio, and my DoorDash guy came up, and I always change my name on the app, right? I never use my real name. So I was just Jason today, right? My DoorDash guy came up, and he was looking a little dusty or whatever, and he was like, Anton, man. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And I thought he was just somebody that recognized me from the internet. He said, dawg, you don't even remember me, do you? And I looked at him, and he was, his tooth was a little rotten, and he was looking a little dusty and all of that shit. And I realized he was a person that grew up with me in my hood. He was a person that grew up with me in my hood. And he was like, you know what? I see you online all the time. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was going to run into you one day because, you still be in the city and shit like that. He was like, man, you know what? I'm going to get my life together, bro. Because I've been watching you, but now I see it in real life. I see who you are in real life. I actually ran back into you and, we kind of chopped it up for like 5 minutes or whatever like that. He was like, yo, I'm going to get my life together. And the reason that is because I've been consistent. And I am exactly who I am in real life as I say that I am online. And he's seeing who I was all the way back from when we was younger and what that translated into. And it impacted him and influenced him. Even at this old age in our 40s, he finally made the decision that he wanted to do something different with his life. And he wanted different results because all of the shit that was around him and all of the stuff that he'd been embracing has been kicking his ass. He looked like it's been kicking his ass. And my point is just that if you stick with something and you consistent and you stand firm on what you believe, you may just impact people in a positive way, but they got to see it on you. It ain't always what you say. What you say is the cherry on top, but they got to see it. They got to feel it. They got to see the success. They got to see what that light look like. Seeing your light shine will make other people, it make demons, it make devils uncomfortable. It make people uncomfortable when you are comfortable. When you doing great, when you went awesome, and when you stand 10 toes down and you don't give over into the shit that everybody else is doing, it make devils uncomfortable. Honest to God, they can't exist around you. So they know that they got to change, and eventually they keep beating on them and they keep seeing it, and it influences them. It impacts people in a way that they can't deny. And so it forces them to make a decision. But if you keep making, it goes all the way back to the original conversation. If we keep on making a devil comfortable by patting and pity patting them and making it seem like it's okay, what incentive do they have to change, or what chance do you give them to be impacted by your light if you just keep on petting them and making them seem like it's okay for them to continue to be in the mire with everybody else? They can't be influenced by you if you're telling them that it's okay for them to still be what they are. So at some point, we have to make a decision with what we say, how we live, how we move, what our results is going to be, because either we going to influence them or we going to make it okay for them to continue to be of the devil. And you don't know who you going to influence or impact. But you got to make a decision. You got to stand on that shit, and they cannot see you waver. Because the minute that they see weakness, they're going to be like, you know what? Maybe it ain't even all that. Maybe they hypocritical. It ain't even really what I think it is.
So that's real.
Carmaya,
that's very real. Yeah,
Carmaya,
I appreciate it.
I think I know what you was talking about though. I think you was kind of saying like, y'all know how like the black community is not really a community, because the second that you say like, yo, I feel like my political beliefs is this, they're like, oh, you're not black no more. Fuck you. You're cool. Get out of here.
So
right? I think that's kind of like she was just saying like, this thing ain't real. Like this sisterhood, this is a fake sisterhood. They just agreeing in the comments because they all Saudi, but they not. That ain't real.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the collective. I know for sure there are, certain people that I encounter that definitely have that sisterhood mentality. And it's like someone was saying in the comments, you got to build your tribe, you got to build your family. And it's like just encountering person by person. But it has taken me a minute to get where I am now. Today, I'm the person that, Anton is talking about, where I've changed and stripped away a lot of stuff, and I'm actually like living this finally, and it just takes people that long sometimes. So I understand it, but I don't believe that the sisterhood is ruining relationships. I just believe it's just a collection of women that are just bitter and resentful. I don't believe it's the actual sisterhood.
So, but the sisterhood is just like a label word. It's just like me saying the Avengers. We know the Avengers are a group of heroes. The sisterhood doesn't mean that they actually fuck with each other. It means that they have real life consequences when it comes to the way that they unify to go against certain things. You said it.
But Fadi, I do think we gotta address it because a lot of girls like to call themselves girls, and it's just really like, it just really mean like I enable
it's performative,
people.
it's cosplay.
Yeah.
I just want to be the girlies and tell everybody like it's the Lizzo situation. Yeah, love your curls, girl. And now I'm going to lose 150 pounds and you are on dirt when I told you I support body positivity. It's performative. But just because it's performative and it's cosplay doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.